experiences in farm marketing. This is easily transferable to other sorts of businesses, whether you have a fabric shop, a charity that you're trying to raise funds for. All of those things need marketing. You can have the best product in the world, and if you can't let other people know what you have, you're never going to sell it. I don't care how good you are, marketing is the number one thing that you need to make your business successful. This is a short little class, so it's just barely touching it, but it'll give you some ideas for when you first start out. If you have a great idea or you want to do something to strike out on your own, which a lot of people are doing right now, these are just some really basic ideas to get you out there and let people know what you're doing. The first thing that you need to do is a business plan. And I know everybody hates business plans and it doesn't really seem like it's part of marketing, but if you don't know where you're going, how are you going to do it? We started with a business plan. I got harassed into it probably a year after we'd started farming, and it was quite the eye-opener. When you have all of your plans in your head, you kind of think you're doing much better than you actually are. You really do need concrete goals that are written down. So anyway, I sat down, I started my formal business plan with the ducks. I figured out how many ducks I had, how much it cost to feed them, mortality, breeding, ducklings. I broke it down into how much profit I could make per duck. And I discovered that even scaling my production into the hundreds of ducks, I'd still only make $5,000 a year. I'd figured at the time that to make a reasonable income off the farm, I'd need to bring in about $45,000 a year. It was a real eye-opener to discover that all that work and all those ducks were only going to be bringing in about $5,000. I'm bringing this up because you can rarely make a living farming if you're only doing one single thing. You need to market each thing you do and create several streams, so if one fails, you won't lose the farm or your business or whatever you're doing. For example, with the ducks, I was working on market-ready ducks, ready for processing and sold at the auction. My business plan showed me that wasn't enough. I needed to diversify. Market-ready ducks, duck eggs, ducklings, expand the income potential by another $1,000. That's not much, but it's not much extra work either. So I needed to expand my marketing to promote the diversified lines. The other thing a business plan helps with is goals. If you want your business to support you, you need to decide how much profit you need for that to happen. I figured I needed $45,000. So I knew that I needed more ducks to make that happen. I also knew how much I needed to bring in with the goats, chickens, etc. to reach my goal. I knew that I'd have to generate $39,000 from other farm expenses or enterprises. I'd originally just planned on raising meat goats and selling them at the auction, but I quickly realized that I couldn't raise that kind of income with auction goats. I'd need to diversify, so I focused on registered breeding stock with a much higher value. I did still sell the culls, but I did it online rather than at the auction. That brought in more money, and I didn't have to pay the fee for selling at the auction. I needed to diversify my marketing strategy to cover registered breeding stock, meat sales, pack goats, cart goats, brush clearing goats. Again, each of these streams needed to make their own marketing. I can guarantee if you neglect one of them, it's going to dry up fast. Marketing's like housework. No matter how well you do it, it's never over. Once you have your business plan done, look at each of your income streams and decide how you're going to promote each one of them individually. The first thing you need is a website. Websites are so much easier to make than they used to make. There's so many different programs that you can use that virtually anyone can make a website. The big thing is you have to keep them current. You can't just make a website and then disappear and never update it, because people hate that. So my website was made through a company called Homestead. There's Wix, there's all kinds of them. You can just Google it and come up with whatever one you want, but Homestead's the one I'm familiar with. I kind of have a cheating plan that I do to make my websites because I'm not very organized. So I'm going to kind of show you here what I do. I take pieces of paper like this. I figure my home page is going to come here, and then I branch off the different things that I want to cover in my home page, like events. Gallery would be like pictures that you have of your business or your farm or whatever that you want to share with other people. The product or the animals that you're going to sell. If you have a farm, you're going to sell some kinds of animals. If you have a shop in town, you might have a fabric or a nursery. You'll sell plants, things like that. And then over here is basically your store. If somebody's looking under fabric or something and they see something I like, you have to make sure that you link that to your store so that they can purchase things on your site. Under your home thing, before you ever put it up, take a piece of paper and handwrite out what you want to say about your business. If you're a fabric shop, you're going to tell them what kind of fabrics you specialize in, how long you've been in business, what made you come into it, kind of get them invested in what your big vision is. And then off of there, you'll have an opportunity to make little bullets that'll take them to different pages. So like on the farm, I told them about the farm and what we do, and then underneath it I had goats, chickens, ducks, sales. And when you get down to goats, I actually split that off into more headings for things like breeding stock, meat products, pat goats, things like that. The big thing is really promote pictures. Lots of pictures. People love pictures. Keep your dialect fairly short and concise. People don't want to read an entire novel to tell them about each animal they're selling or each product they're purchasing. They want to know the basics of the product, and then they want pictures. If they're ready to purchase and they want more information, they'll ask. But if you flood them with a million details on each one, they're just going to get bored and leave. And the other big thing is, don't do that cute stuff on your website. Don't have those like trailing cursors or those things where every time you open the page somebody cock-a-doodle-doos at you. People hate that. It's cute once, but after you've been on that website and it's done it 42 times, you're ready to just leave. You need to be really sure that you don't overcrowd your pages. You've seen grocery store ads where they're spread out and you can see a neat, tidy layout of what they have for sale, and then you've seen those ones that are just this mass of advertisements that just flood you and you can't really discern anything. Being busy doesn't work, so keep it clear, clean, concise. The other really important thing is your method of payment. When people buy things off of a website, they need to have things like a credit card or a PayPal or Venmo. There's a lot of different payment methods, but be sure that one of your payment methods is PayPal. PayPal is the biggest company for digital payments around, and everybody is familiar with it. So if that's one of your options, probably 90% of your audience is going to feel really comfortable buying something off of a website using PayPal. So be sure that that's one of your methods of payment. Don't be shy about getting some good pictures with you in them. People like the connection of feeling that they're buying from someone real and not some entity that doesn't care about them. Most of us know a really good photographer. Get them to take some really good pictures of you. I had a friend from work who took pictures of me, and the difference between my pictures and her was amazing. Make your events page work for you. A nursery can offer a grafting class, Getting pictures of videos of those events will add to your site and bring more followers in. Another thing I've seen is selling branded items on your website. Things like a t-shirt or coffee cups, promotional things with cute sayings. Those can be also offered as prizes or promotional contests, like you get a free coffee cup if you're the 100th person to like our site or something like that. Next, get a Facebook page going. Add links for payments or to take people to your web page. Then post to it at least 3 times a week. Stay in front of people, but not annoyingly so. If you're a charitable organization, along with the workings of your group. When you run low on food for your food kitchen, let people know, ask for donations for that particular need. If you're running a dog rescue, tell people you're running out of dog food and you know, $10 will buy this much or $20 will buy this much. If you run a horse rescue, you're running low on hay or you're running low on shavings. Have people donate for a specific thing instead of just donate to me, you know, give me $100. Remember that Bernie Sanders hauled in $226 million during his campaign, and his average donation was $27. Those little donations really add up. You're not going to find a whole lot of people that can afford to donate $200 to your cause, but you're going to find a lot of people that can donate $5, $10, $20. So focus your efforts on those small donors and get yourself a backing. People that routinely donate to your cause, that are invested in you and your cause, and then keep them up with what's happening on your place all the time. You've got 3 posts that you could put every week. Let them know what's happening. Take them out, do little video clips of out on the farm taking care of this animal or feeding that one, or at the food bank when you're doing meals, or bring them along and let them see what their donations are allowing to happen. And finally, make your event page work for you. You've got events here. The big thing with that is that they're promotional. If you're going to do classes, or you're going to have a tour event, or you're going to have an auction, make sure people know about that. That's a big promotion. It gets people to come in. And the other thing is branded items, things like t-shirts with your logo on them, or cups with your logo on them. They're a great thing to do for like benefit auctions or contests. Like if you're going to try and get people to join your site at Facebook, you could give a free t-shirt for the 100th person that liked your page, or the 50th person. So do things to get people to respond and kind of join your team, so to speak. The other thing that you're going to want to get involved with if you're a charitable donation is Amazon Smile. Get online, you can Google it. Amazon Smile has a super easy way to show you how to sign up, but what it does is for every eligible person, every eligible purchase that somebody makes, Amazon will donate 0.5% of that cost. And so it doesn't actually cost the person who's donating anything, but it generates a really staggering amount of money. If you get enough people behind you, people buy on Amazon every single day. So getting those backers behind you and just kind of that covert donation that's coming in there can make a huge difference in your organization. The other thing that you're going to want to get involved with if you're a charitable donation is Amazon Smile. Get online, you can Google it. Amazon Smile has a super easy way to show you how to sign up, but what it does is for every eligible person, every eligible purchase that somebody makes, Amazon will donate 0.5% of that cost. And so it doesn't actually cost the person who's donating anything, but it generates a really staggering amount of money. If you get enough people behind you, people buy on Amazon every single day. So getting those backers behind you and just kind of that covert donation that's coming in there can make a huge difference in your organization. So we're at about 15 minutes now, and so you're probably exhausted. So we'll go ahead and do a part 2 next week, and we'll call it good for today. Thanks for watching.